Okay, we are live.
Like right now.
We are live.
We are live.
No dead air, so we have to
Start talking.
I'm refreshing my thing.
Let's talk to the camera first. Welcome everybody. Hello. So I don't know. Can you see this one? I realized we didn't test that beforehand, but welcome all the YouTube ClickBank subscribers, watchers, anybody that's just curious to watch us sit and hang out. We are celebrating 50K. Oh, I don't think we picked that one.
That's subscribe right now.
Yeah, get that. Yeah. So we are on the eve of hitting 50K, and we wanted to celebrate with everyone here with kind of an AMA style platform to be able to have you ask questions, have us answer them for you. But before we jump into that, I think we really want to step back a little bit and talk a little about what we've gone through over the past, 5 months, 6 months? I have no relative perspective on time anymore. So I'd love to hear from you talk, especially about, I think, one of the big hallmarks, which has been the top offer segment. That's gone through a lot of change over really, I guess, the year now.
It's been a year and a half since we started doing something like that.
Yeah,
Right?
year and a half, and then about 8 months. Did we start
Because
like?
before it was just a Zoom call.
Yeah, it was
Right.
a Zoom call, and then about 8 months ago we started it with the pre-recorded. Was that in August?
August.
Yeah.
I love when we're deciding dates on a live stream. That's really that's entertainment.
Great
People
content.
know
That's good content.
What was the date that time? No, it got real cold. That's what I remember. So yeah, why don't you guys talk a little about some of that transition? So obviously we started all the way back on a Zoom call when that felt like advanced technology, and here we are to a recorded YouTube show. Like, walk through the transformation. Specifically, I'd love you to talk about some of the things that even changed recently with the show.
Yeah, gosh, well, back when it was a Zoom call, I remember it was a lot of work because we were fielding interviews and videos from vendors who were featuring on the call.
Yes.
Right, so it was a whole lot of pre-work to get that out.
Get them to talk about it, get what their numbers were, what they were seeing, and I mean, it served its purpose at the time. It got us started, and then we started going to trying to vet in a certain way, vet what they were doing, being able to say, okay, well, we verified this. This is what we're seeing with other affiliates.
Yeah, we kind of realized that the market wanted more transparent data, right? Not that vendors aren't transparent, but they're going to market their product, right? And kind of put it on their the best foot forward, if you will.
Yeah, and things are inherently going to work better when they test it for themselves. It's their traffic and all of that. And so we started digging more into the data, and then that data was overwhelmingly a ton, and then trying to find a way to make it easier so that wasn't all we were doing every single month at our jobs. And then I feel like it really started to make sense in December and January.
Dom and I started doing it a bit. We just started talking about some of the top offers that were up there, going back and forth. People really liked just the more conversational tone to it versus the more produced Zoom call format we're doing.
Yeah,
so just leaning into that. Michael's been great at pulling stats every month now, and
I get
walk through the offer.
nervous about those every single time. It's too much just because I'm I don't want someone to be this often. I mean, oh, I'm so sorry. I was trying so hard for you.
But I love that we kind of highlight the transformation here. It's initially it was I think what we thought made sense was just have vendors go tell you why their offer's great. When we realized, let's break it down to a conversation that you have at an event, right? How often are you at an event, conference, and somebody finds out you work with ClickBank and goes, gosh, what offer should I be promoting right now that I'm on?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, so we just got this question from Harry, right?
Yeah.
Harry, hope I'm saying your name right. Which product works best for Google Ads? That's really hard to say live right now because there's actually so many products out there. But that's where Harry, hope I'm not butchering your name there. If you go to the top offers playlist on our channel, I think it's a playlist, what it's called.
Yeah.
Top products on ClickBank playlist, right? And go through, front to back, most recent to later, you'll find a lot of good ones out there. Or if you go to the link in the description on those videos, go to that blog post we put out.
Right.
That overnight became one of our highest click pages, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, by far.
And if you go to their affiliate tools page, if their affiliate tools page has material, banners, and they are actually saying, hey, this is how we'd like you to work on display ads on Google Ads, that's going to be a good sign that they've had testing on it that is verified for them and has worked
Yeah, yeah. Well, before we go in too much in depth, and we're going to talk to some great questions that are already coming through, which is really exciting. I did actually want to give you guys an idea of some really cool things and ways that you're going to get value beyond information, because we have swag. So that's what's going to be super exciting. Yes, we now have some coffee cups. I don't know where we could point this at the camera, so one of the places to see. We also have, Thomas, want to show some of the great t-shirts. So throughout the live stream, we are going to be giving these away. So it's going to be, in fact, just to get it started, how about we give away a t-shirt right now? Right now, just get things going.
Who wants it?
Let's do hashtag blessed. We'll just throw that in the comments because it's been a while since I've seen a hashtag blessed. We're blessed to be.
Remember, you have to be a subscriber and comment. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Make sure you do that, and then we'll be giving you one lucky winner of beautiful affiliated t-shirts so they can rock their pride with ClickBank.
Yeah.
On top of that, we have a super amazing surprise. We'll talk about it a little bit later as we answer some of these questions and get into it and have this great conversation. But I'm going to tell you guys, you've got to wait around because I think we have $1 million of value on that big prize.
Let's not talk blind.
Okay. That's the value I put on it, and I am not certified
Let's
to
talk
do
about
so.
that towards the end. What
yeah.
you can get around.
That's how much I feel it's worth.
Yeah. We'll move back to that a little bit later, guys, which just so you know, that's from a marketing step. That's called an open loop. We're creating it, teasing it, so we can talk about it later. So jumping into some questions, I really love, we've seen the transformation of the top offer show. There's some other great question here that came in from Trini Lefo. I love the test that I'm going to get. I'm being a substitute teacher, try a lot of names here. But can I realistically start affiliate marketing, expect results without using ads, using Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok? I think that's a great question. Yeah. So a lot of people feel that.
It's kind of free, not free traffic. Yeah, it's kind of the free traffic.
Yeah, the free traffic model,
right?
Organic.
Does it feel too good to be true to make money without spending money? I think is the general question that's being asked there. So why don't you talk about it, Thomas? You've made some great videos.
I've actually done some videos on this. I'll try to pull some up a little bit after I'm done chatting, so I'll throw them in the chat here. But yes, I mean, you can realistically start without paying for ads. I think it's ads. The argument for ads is the time versus money, right? Like, so if you want to spend more time on your offer, I call it elbow grease, right? You're going to be putting out organic content, cultivating a source, right? All that kind of stuff. Whatever you're using, right? I would pick one or two, Trini, not 4 or 5 organic traffic platforms.
Yeah.
I kind of focus on one, get really good at it, build up a follower base, whatever it is, right? Get clicks from there. And yeah, so you can get started that way. It'll just take more time.
Yeah.
Ads or paying for ads just speeds up the chance of you getting a sale and all that kind of stuff. But you don't need to run ads by any means.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes down to the physical limitations of you having to go post and create stuff on your own and create organic traffic and eyeballs that pay attention. So definitely could be a bit of a slog, but you know what? The Trump coin is a great example. If you could have the right offer in the right organic forum and space, you could be incredibly successful without spending a dime.
Yeah, they're just putting it on kind of right-wing social media platforms.
There's plenty of affiliates who run, who are large, who run on organic traffic. They run on blogs. They run on different social media, such as work as influencers. But you have to build up a brand if you're doing that. There's a different channel going that way. It's definitely possible, and it's definitely something that is not out of the realm of abnormal. It's definitely.
It happens all the time. Yeah. It's a huge form of marketing. So Trini, you definitely can pick one that speaks to you, and especially if it speaks to the products you're selling too, that works. But I think your best part when you're trying to organic, because there's going to be a lot of work going along with that to get the ROI, make sure you don't hate it. So Thomas checks the bottom of his cup. So next, we see this is going to be a great one for me to try out from a name. We have Pratapish Sinha Siobhan. What is the highest amount of revenue generated by an affiliate on ClickBank in one day? I don't know if we could share specifics.
Well, so highest vendor grossing sales in a single day was $3.5 million.
Yeah.
And I know there's a big affiliate behind that did at least half of that.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Put a big asterisk on that because this is memory, not.
It was one in particular that did majority
of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
Over $1.5 million.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. So there is your mark. 1.5 million.
benchmark.
Kind of, yeah. So if you want to be a big deal, get 1.5 million in sales in a day as an affiliate on ClickBank. Challenge you all. So
Challenge.
I always love those questions because it's such a relative thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge number. But
It's a huge number for say when you're starting out, but when you're starting out, your first $100 in a day, $1,000 in a day is going to be life changing.
well, and we won't get too into it. Maybe this is something we could talk more about later. I think it's important in online marketing. We focus on a lot of vanity metrics, like how much revenue you generate in a day. But if that revenue generates very little net profit, what does it really matter, right? So it's all about the bottom line, not the top line.
Yeah.
But boy, that top line's fun. So we did forget one other comment I think should be really, really mentioned.
I think
Which is-
yes.
We're hoping for a Seth Rogen cameo.
Yes!
So I think if Seth could take his hat off real fast, maybe stand up, give us a twirl.
Yeah.
We'll possibly
Seth-
later.
Seth-
We'll
I was
get
gonna
later.
say, like, going back through the channel, there's been a lot less Seth Rogen comments on our YouTube channel lately, which I'm appreciative of. Thank you.
Maybe
So,
they just accept that you are Seth
Well, it's kind of
Rogen.
like when I go travel somewhere, whenever I meet a new group of people, I get that a lot more again, right? 'Cause it's like,
And
has anyone ever told you? It's like, yeah, I look a lot like Brad Pitt, I know. Don't worry. Yeah. But no, yeah. So,
Yeah. Well, so we're on to the next question by Cody. By the way, hi Cody. Nice to see you watching on here. So Cody asked, is ClickBank doing Platinum Summit in 2021? So I'm actually going to step back. So there might be some audience members that don't know what Platinum Summit is. So for those that aren't, first let's define what Platinum is. So our Platinum clients are any client that generates over 250K in revenue collectively for all their accounts within the prior calendar year. That's really the mark for it. These are really the top percent of marketers that we have on our platform. So definitely the place that you should all be aspiring to go. As a part of that, the benefit that ClickBank does, we created an exclusive mastermind event called Platinum Summit, where you go to an amazing location. In the past, it's been in Mexico and Denver and Mexico.
That was the first one.
That was the first one. It was trial
It
one.
was at
So
the Ritz. It was
yeah,
nice.
yeah, it was, but a really nice location with amazing speakers, amazing content, amazing fun activities, great parties, but most importantly, powerful networking with the best marketers in the world, all congregate in one place under the umbrella of ClickBank. So understanding that, we didn't get to do this amazing event, which I would argue is one of probably the most looked forward to events in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're biased, but I hear from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And your events are the best, right?
Is it?
We want to cultivate people who are successful.
Mhm.
And, there's a little plug for just networking.
Yeah,
People always ask,
exactly.
how do I have success in affiliate marketing or internet marketing? You got to network. If you're at the end of the day, you got to do the work, you got to put your time online to really elevate your success. You got to network.
Yeah, building that relationship, if you're an affiliate, building that relationship with the vendor, with their affiliate manager, and being able to, and that relationship with one offer and one vendor is going to open up doors to others that of new offers that are coming along that you might be first in the pipeline because you developed that relationship with somebody.
Yeah. Well, and the Platinum Summit provides an amazing opportunity to up-level your networking. Oh, Thomas is doing. Look at that corporate chill attire right
Look
there.
at that over the
Yeah.
collar.
Affiliated.
Yeah, there you go. That is the shirt that you want. That is why it's hashtag.
Look at that.
How's that look?
It's
No,
versatile,
Beautiful.
versatile.
So-
living. Oh man.
So going back on like the networking with the up leveling, like we said 250, but there's people that have well over that in top line revenue and in the bottom line revenue. They're doing really well. So it's a great opportunity for you to meet with some of the best in an amazing location, but we couldn't do it last year. Just like lots of people that couldn't do a lot of travel and large groups of people getting together. So Cody, I understand why you'd be really curious for doing this year, and I can tell you we are. And in fact, I think the announcement of where and when will be within
Soon.
30
Very
days.
soon.
Soon-ish.
It should be, I'll be surprised if it's not next week. But
Yeah. Well, that's why I was giving a very generous 30-day range. So, yes, Cody, it is happening, and there will be more details, and I'll be sure to hit you up on Skype to tell you exactly what they are if you don't hear it first. Next one is, so this is a really specific question from Vasani Rutvik. So we're gonna really have to flex our media buying muscles, get your media buying muscles in, is how to make high CTR images to run Facebook ads. So, I'm gonna tell you this one, like, just for everyone to know here, we work and talk with a lot of amazing media buyers. We are not those media buyers. So some of this is gonna be a little bit tough.
Yeah, we can
But-
split some.
We can speak to some good tactics. One thing I would say, if you want to, the big thing with images on Facebook, first thing I'd say is it's volume game. You need to try a lot of different images.
Yeah,
And it's okay to test a lot and keep those budgets small until you find one that works. But Thomas, I have another thought that's a little bit deeper and more marketing related, but
I think with any headline, an image, if you're scrolling through Facebook, right, or Instagram, whatever you're doing, and people sit there and just scroll on their phone, you need an image that pattern interrupts. That's a term you'll hear. If you're not familiar with it, Google it. You want to pattern interrupt their behavior, so they stop and go, "What's this?" And they want to click through to learn more. I think people can do it right and wrong, or maybe you're getting too much interest-based clicks. I think you did a video on that, Kyle, right?
yeah, that's what I was going to expand. So I think, first, you're totally right. You got to do the whole, scroll stop. High contrast is fantastic. If you're doing that, if you're going images. One thing I also try, if you can, animated images. So it's a GIF that looks like a still image that moves. That really attracts the eye. Those get me all the time on Facebook. So that's a good one if you can create that. But I think what's really important to think about is there's really two avenues you can go when you're creating those images. If you're just looking for CTR, a curiosity plays the best. So that's an image that stops and makes you wonder, what am I looking at?
Yeah, you'll see a lot of people use like the cartoons, for lack of a better word, right? It's kind of a cartoon, it's like in the health niche, there's just something circle, a weird thing here, and it's like, you're just trying to get someone to go, what?
A
Like,
big part of the body, you're like,
Yeah.
this is the region
Or-
causing all your weight
Or
gain.
it's a GIF that is completely still for a good 1 second where you think it is a still image, and then it pops, and you're like, oh, whoa, I didn't.
The animated GIF I said is it's a cup of coffee and it's steaming. And you see the
Ooh,
steam.
yes, you see only that.
Yeah. So
Spy tools too. We can talk about that.
yeah,
Spy
we
tools.
just did a video on spy tools, I think it was just 2 videos ago, right, this week.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can go out there and see what's working in your niche. A lot of it can be filtered down by niche type and platform like Facebook, right? And
Yeah.
see what's running.
And a lot of our top affiliates, they will say they don't spend a lot of time on the sunk costs, where it's just like, I created this, but how can I make this image or work? Instead, they're always just thinking, okay, if that didn't, we're moving on to the next one, the next one, the next one. Just not staying too tight of trying to make something that didn't work the first time, try to work again and moving on to the next one.
Yeah, so the curiosity play though is that tends to be the best for clicks, but not always sales. So I think it's important that you get caught up in saying, I need a better CTR. But if you're not getting paid on a click basis, really CTR isn't exactly what you want. You want CTR with conversions. So emotional images, if you could get one that stops people, does a scroll stop, and then elicits the emotional response that matches with the sales page, the pre-sale landing page, that's going to give you better conversions and more value for the click that you attracted. So test both to see which one works. And for emotional images, you're really looking at just, the whole adage, a picture says 1,000 words. So as long as those words are tied to some sort of emotion, if it's something where it's weight loss, show somebody, that moment where you're broken down, you just can't get that pair of pants on again. Or that's good. Anyway, there's lots of different images there. Lasani. But the big thing there that I tell you is, one, experiment a lot.
Yeah.
Focus on the scroll stop. A great thing to do if you want to test before you go and put ads behind it, just show people images, right? Just go to some people around and just give them a string of images and see which one say, hey, stop at which one you find interesting, right? And so if that makes somebody stop and they're scrolling through just a list of images that you have, that's going to be a really good indicator that that's attracting the eyes in the way that you want. So that might be a good way for you to test and figure it out without having to put dollars behind it. Is just get some people that are within your demo to scroll through, maybe buy them a cup of coffee. So the next question we have is
marry me, Kyle.
no, that's that only one person ever made that mistake. So
Kobe's about to make it again.
This is Chetan Kumar. My Google Ads account gets suspended very often. What should I do? Are there any good alternatives other than Google and Facebook? So I know this is such a common struggle, especially for new affiliates. It's just like, it feels like getting rejected in high school all the time. You're so excited, you're ready to go, and then boom, I don't want to be friends with you, go away. Why are you saying that? Your shirt's weird. Like all those things, just total embarrassment.
I feel like we're getting very, very specific.
Yes, this is calling back to my recent therapy session. So. But one thing that is important to know there is most suspensions, especially at that level with Google in particular, is actually AI and algorithmic. They're going through and looking for either the sales page you're driving traffic to or your ads to look at just words that exist in there. Even the point that it could be in your reference documents for on your page. I ran into that before where it said diabetes in the reference link for the sales page, and we had to remove the reference.
Like whole asterisk like that.
Yeah, all the way down. So it's just flagging words on Google stuff oftentimes. Well, the best thing I'd say is one, like obviously go and search for any words that are in there. They normally tell you in that. If you don't have a contact, I mean, it's just going to be tough. You're probably just going to be doing volume of adding accounts.
Yeah.
And then places that go for traffic too, right? Like Facebook, Google are obviously the big ones, right? But I mean, whole Instagram side of Facebook, like someone mentioned Pinterest, right?
Yeah, there's Pinterest, there's Outbrain, there's
native networks.
There's native networks like Taboola, there's like Locker Dome that does like the quiz on the ad. Like there's a lot of
there's a lot of different channels. So I would tell you if you're struggling with compliance, you want something where you're going to get less strict compliance. That's where you go to what we call tier 2 networks. So Google, Facebook, I even say Outbrain, Taboola are really like tier 1 networks. And so because of that, they have a lot more attention, they're a lot bigger. They're going to have higher control or more stringent quality standards. So maybe go to something like, I'm going to get really good at TikTok or Snapchat or Spotify or third-party display networks. Or I'm going to go to native ads like Rev Content. They're a little bit maybe smaller. They come with some other risk, but they don't have the same compliance restrictions. So, and then you can do all sorts of things. If you're like, hey, I just don't really like this paid media thing, find a different source. Go out to blogs and pay for CPMs on email blast, right? And you can do that kind of stuff. There's lots of different avenues if you're getting frustrated with compliance, especially sometimes in affiliate, because it's not just your compliance, right? It might be the offer you're promoting that's causing things to get shut down.
We've seen a lot of people move to YouTube, for example.
Yeah.
It's just you need to be very good at creatives on these for obvious reasons, so that can be a blocker. But
and a lot of this is about the diversity of how you're promoting. Like if you're putting all your eggs in one basket, when the basket is taken away from you, you lose everything.
Yeah.
And so making yourself multi-channel when it comes to your affiliate efforts and getting better at multiple channels is going to make sure that, hey, when the Facebook ad account goes down, you're like, okay, well, that was only 25% of what I was running through.
Yeah. The only thing I disagree with you on that, because I think sometimes what happens, we fall for the disease of more when you're trying to find other sources.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have one source you're good at, probably don't go find more, right? So you need to, if you want to try a bunch out, if Chatan, if Google's just pissing you off, go find one that doesn't piss you off, that you feel really comfortable in, and then know that, master it, and then start stepping out. Because if you get too overextended and just do a lot of things really bad, it's a great way for you to lose money across a lot of different mediums. Not a smart strategy towards not being very frustrated. So to kind of go off this, as we talk about platforms to run traffic, Ron Rothy had a great question: which is the best paid and free platform to promote a ClickBank product direct? So for paid, so we kind of talked a little about this. We kind of pseudo answered it. I'm just going to say, like, the best paid channel really just depends on what you're most comfortable with. I'm not even going to say there's one that's directly great for ClickBank specifically. We see obviously Facebook, we see YouTube do really well, Native does really well. Like they all could do amazingly well. It really depends on you.
And the niche and the category of the product you're pushing.
I think the question there too is direct, right? Which I'll say this right now, like most of the top affiliates in the game who are sending 6 figures in spend and revenue a day, they're not going direct.
Yeah.
Right. They're sending to their own lander to warm up that traffic, whatever source it came from, and then they're sending people from that lander to the offer.
Yeah.
Capturing information along the way.
Yeah.
Well, that helps a lot with compliance. You get an opportunity to warm up your audience and better position them, which just from a account, why that's so powerful is sometimes you might have a landing page that's talking to a pain point right here, and you have a larger group of clients that aren't quite there yet. So your ad will get them to a sales page or a pre-sell lander that's going to groom them to be more warm for that landing page, which means your conversions are better, your compliance is better, and overall you as an affiliate are doing better. So for direct though, if you want to go to paid direct, I guess things like Google Shopping, if you're really good at just identifying that, if you work out like Google Shopping, most like display ads go direct. But now display is going to be a medium where you're going to have to put a lot of money up front to get like knowledge and knowing what you're doing. Most people, even like experts, say, hey, you're going to have to spend about 10 grand in learning before you get profit for TDN, which is a Google Display Network. So I'd say if you're going direct, you're probably going to be spending more money in most of those channels. If you're doing free, though, that's where you go back to organic. So that makes a lot of sense, because if you're doing organic traffic where you're not paying, you now control the voice and the messaging and where you're talking to. So you find warmer pockets of traffic if you're being efficient there. And ways with that, I think like Quora is a great source, which also has a paid platform as well. So you could be answering questions with ads. Forums are great. Reddit's a fantastic place to do free organic stuff or direct. If you're putting in the work and the time to do it,
Work time,
but again, like that's kind of source, obviously very different in terms of scale. Thomas, sorry.
I was gonna say, should we tease the giveaway towards the end?
We should. So, and actually, I think this is a great time to give something else away.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment and drink from our affiliated mugs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that is some cold coffee that's been sitting around for a while. So, but the mug almost makes it taste better. It feels like a sip of success. If you like to have a sip of success, we're going to give it away. I like hashtag sip success, and you can get yourself one of these affiliated mugs. Don't forget to subscribe to. We get all sorts of fun phrases like sipping success and legs to cut teeth, which is the best phrase that's come out of the affiliated podcast content.
Actually, no, let's try this around the podcast, because I don't know if enough people know about the podcast, not just because of our download numbers, but I think that's some of the best content we put out. It's with industry experts we interview, things like that.
It is really good. It's someone who is not on the podcast.
Yeah, that's not an accident. No.
We didn't need a loose place where Michael could talk freely. It was a scary thing.
No, like I got tons of good Marvel theories. You guys just don't let me on. But it
Different podcast, Michael. Different podcast.
It could have been something else. So it is good. It's so good because you guys have interviews with industry experts. There's interviews there's one on networking that we talked about earlier, where if you're networking with different vendors and affiliate managers, how that's going to open you up in the industry, and just the techniques that you would use if you were at a conference or you went to a roadshow or anything like that. For people who are starting out, there are great tips, tricks. You guys are funny and you ask great questions. Subscribe. So you guys seriously subscribe to it. It's really good.
I'll put a link to the podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all that kind of
Wherever
stuff.
you get your podcast.
It's just affiliated.
Yeah.
Affiliated on podcast. Yeah. It's some longer form content that we do.
And we aren't always funny. Sometimes we ask weird questions, like if you eat people given a chance, it was humane. So sometimes jokes don't work, and unfortunately, hopefully you don't see that, but you have seen in ours, so that's reason alone to go back and watch.
I think I just love the fact that you asked Taylor to edit that out live, and then he just kept it in.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So we are running a tight ship. It's just the peak of professionalism. But already, I think one thing too, we've gotten a ton of feedback from experienced people. We try to make it a little bit more. It's definitely not 101 in terms of the content we cover, but still a great source for even people that are getting started out to get some great nuggets and get some great information.
Right.
But we've had people in industry for a long time talk about how some of the content we share there is just fantastic and is helping them out, which is super humbling and great, even though we're bragging about it right now. But we do feel like there's a lot of value. You should definitely give it a listen.
Because I think going back to why we're doing this video, right? We're hitting 50K. We're not quite there, but a couple hundred short. But no, it's all the watchers of this, people that want to have success. Obviously it's self-serving for ClickBank. We make more money if more sales happen on ClickBank. It's not but we want people to have success the right way, build the life they want, all that kind of good stuff. We just want to put good content, good value out there for people.
Right.
We can do that by example, whether it's on YouTube or the podcast or just being ourselves at networking shows and stuff.
Yeah,
that's kind of why.
To build that on-ramp.
So so thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far and kind of help support this and grow the organic channel we can do. It's going to serve people for years to come.
Oh, that's such a sweet. Thomas is always good for a great comment. So, well, let's follow it up with some more questions for the great people that support us. We really do appreciate you. And we actually have, let's see, I need to find it there. So this is specifically for Thomas. I'm going to make you answer, Thomas. And it's Protopicina again. I'm pretty sure I pronounced it differently the first time, so I don't know if it's better or worse. But Thomas, in Facebook ads, how do you deal with the iOS update for tracking?
Yeah, so
This is very technical and specific too, so
Yeah,
strap in.
but it's a big question, right?
Yeah.
The iOS change and Facebook
Mhm.
pivoting with it caused a lot of ruffles throughout the whole industry. It's still
Yes.
causing ruffles. And I'm actually, in a weird way, glad it happened because it forced ClickBank's hand to really improve our Facebook tracking. Before, and I'll get into the fix for it now. Before it was you could put your Facebook pixel on the ClickBank order form and confirmation page, and that was about it. You couldn't really control much else. What we've done now is actually integrated with the conversions API of Facebook. And we're not tying it to just a pixel load event on a page. We're tying it to an actual sales event, right, from our postback essentially. So we're showing Facebook, hey, this event happened, whether it's an initial sale, an upsell, a page view, whatever it might be, and it's making it much more accurate tracking for affiliates and vendors out there. The other really good thing it does is it, before affiliates needed to work with vendors directly, to ask them, like, hey, can you place my pixels throughout your whole upsell flow and things like that, right?
Yeah, it's such a difficult process too.
Which adds a ton of friction for both sides. Now, as an affiliate, as long as you have a registered domain and your Facebook account and all that kind of good stuff, and you can just collect it directly from ClickBank without needing to go to the vendor to get all this purchase event and conversion data. You just go directly from ClickBank. We'll tell Facebook it's coming from your page and all that kind of good stuff. And let me put so we don't have to inundate everyone with the technical how. I'll put our knowledge base article here in the chat for you.
Did we do a video on that?
We did. I don't think we have yet, actually.
Okay.
So one of the issues and why we haven't done it in a video yet is because Facebook keeps changing. It seems
It'll
like
be updated by the time it releases.
Yeah.
It's a moving
It's
target.
like every joke I've ever made. Like, well, that was funny. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so they keep changing to kind of pivot with Apple and stuff. So it's still a bit shaky ground. We've seen too that people who roll out this new change, Facebook shows errors in their data, even though there's not and stuff.
Yeah.
So Facebook's a bit of a mess right now
Yeah.
on their end.
Facebook kind of feels like a friend that's trying to keep up with their friend that got a cool new group, and they're like, I want to be
But yeah, but long and short, whether you're on ClickBank or not, you need a registered domain in your Facebook account.
Yep.
That is your own. You can't no one else can have that registered on Facebook.
Mhm.
So for affiliates who are used to going direct or something, they now need a domain to register to point traffic to.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of affiliates were already doing that, so they don't impact them too much. But you need your own registered thing. You can't share it with other people, and then you need to be tying your purchase events back to that domain, which we're helping you do if you're an affiliate.
And so just to kind of sort of back on that too, I know we just glazed over that really quickly. There's a knowledge base article. If you're struggling and you still get to the point you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. The great thing is we do have a great customer support team. You can send emails, chat, speak with them on the phone if you have any questions, and they will be able to help you. Probably even better than maybe we could sometimes, because they answer that question a lot more than we do in terms of moving out. So for the next one, this is Trini again. Thank you, Trini, for asking a lot of questions.
You rock, Trini.
Yeah, you rock. Shout out to Trini. In fact,
Shout out to
Trini's
Trini.
asking so many good questions. I think she should get a mug.
I think Trini should get a mug.
Yeah,
Has Trini already got a mug?
No, but she just did now. So
Okay,
Trini's getting
okay.
a mug. This is Wild West.
I
Make a mug rules.
I don't have to do this.
Trini, you're getting a mug now.
Games made up.
So, but Trini asked, in the last top products video, you said that offers, so basically it's often that offers fall off from time to time. And then surface, or even though it's fallen off, it's still a really solid offer, but it's just kind of like a great offer that's kind of starting to contract a little bit. How do you go about finding some of those hidden gems in terms of the offers that are either resurging back or, still profitable on the downside?
So I think we actually did a video on this. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find it. Yeah. There's ways to search in the marketplace, kind of filter by gravity and things like that. They're kind of trending down or not. So what I typically recommend people to do is not just focus on the first 1 to 3 pages of the marketplace, right?
Yes,
Look at
100%.
look at 4 through 8 if you're looking at the general one, or even further. Gravity score is largely
Popularity.
Yeah, well, it's largely relative, right? Like, there's not a good gravity score necessarily. It's more of an indicator that other affiliates are having success
Yeah,
with this.
and a lot of affiliates.
Yeah, so if you find one that's on page 5 and it's got 100 gravity versus a 400 on page 1, it doesn't mean it's a worse offer necessarily. It just means less affiliates are having success with it, which could mean it's newer, could mean it's had its day in the sun, that's kind of come down a little bit. By the end of the day, there's probably less competition for it.
Yeah.
So you might as well try it to your traffic source.
Yeah.
So I'll find that marketplace. I think it's this marketplace features video. I'll put this in the chat.
And the other thing that is important. If you promoted a good offer in the past,
Mhm.
and say, it dips in efficiency for you, you move on, check back with it, 2, 4 weeks, 6 weeks later on in the marketplace, see if they've changed the title, because sometimes they'll change the title and be like, hey, optimized, updated, done something, where less people are on it now, but they've done a lot of work to optimize it, update it, refresh it, so it is going to be higher in efficiency. And so that's what we see later on, where we're like, hey, this offer, it kind of dipped in efficiency 3 months ago, but hey, it's back because the people behind it have put in a lot of work with it. They've updated, say, the upsell flows, they've updated or changed the initial in a certain way that's going to hit differently. So just because something dips doesn't mean, okay, it's time to put it in the grave and bury it and it's gone.
Mhm.
Like these offers, there's offers that we have that are health offers that have been on the platform for years.
Yeah.
And they still produce really well. And I will have some of my clients come to me and be like, I just went back. I can't believe it's working. It's working so well. It's now working better for me than it was in the past. And you're like, yeah,
They improved it.
they improved it. Like it's not like once the offer hits and then that's just a straight line. Just like you as an affiliate are getting better, they're getting better with the offer.
And yeah, so I just lost my train of thought. So kind of circling back, I think one thing too that you could do is when you're in those deeper pages, trying to look for either a hidden gem, right? Something might not have as much attention. One good thing to do is look at the top page offers and then look at those deeper page offers. Does it look similar, right? Does it look like a same level of marketing? I think that's one of the things when you get deeper levels, you might get offers that just aren't as productive or as effective. You can normally tell just from a comparison standpoint. This looks like what I'd expect a good offer to look like. That I know obviously that's not tried and true. I've seen amazing offers that just look like they're going to crush, and then hit a wall, and you're like, "What happened?" Right? That's still a possibility, but you're going to mitigate your risk with that. And but if you don't risk it, you got to risk it to get the biscuits. So sometimes go out there, take a chance, try something. But yeah, I know there's not a pure science to it, Trini. But that's definitely an effective way to at least kind of compare it a little bit.
And we talk about the affiliate tools page a lot. So we give vendors a hard time when they don't have one and they're on our top offers. But the reason we talk about so much is it shows how much the offer owner is working to make sure that you as an affiliate are successful. And so if they're putting out that type of content, if they're putting out different swipes and you see them updating that regularly, that tells you that that's somebody who is invested in that offer and invested in your success. So that is one of those things when you look at those offers that may dip down and you update those and they're doing that. Those are people that you want to stick around because you know they're invested also in your success and they're not just using you as a means to an end.
Totally. So we have 2 questions and they lead perfectly into a really amazing Kyle's $1 million. Like we'll call it K-Bucks, right? So it's million K-Bucks because that's my new currency.
Wow.
Yep, that's what makes it compliant. So we're going to tease that after these next 2 questions. So Rohan and then Random Videos have very similar questions, slightly different, but we'll talk about it. Rohan Burma asked, when I finish my fitness website, what should be the first thing I do once he finishes it?
Well, yeah, it's hard to answer because I don't know what kind of website it is. Is it like a content site? Is it an offer
It's
site?
a fitness website. Sometimes I don't see it. I don't understand, but you feel like that's not enough information. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, it's hard to say. This is where if you're asking questions and it's something like this, getting really specific can really help us answer better, right? Because, hey, I made a fitness website. What should I do? Is it designed to be an affiliate content site? You're going to push offers towards? Do you have an offer on it that you're trying to get traffic for? Like, it's hard to say what should you do.
Are you working for reviews? Or are you constantly trying to just move things through it as to become like a thought leader in that? So that's how you're going to generate your affiliate sales.
Yeah. So I would actually, let's dial this back a little bit. So I think one of the things when you see a question like that, the first thing that pops in my head is you lack clarity on what you're trying to do here. So you're like, I know I need to build a website. I know I have content around fitness that I care about, but I don't have clarity in the vision of what I really want to do with that. So what we really need to do is step back and say, what's clarity of the problem you're hoping to solve to the people that have that problem, and like clarity in terms of what you represent in their life to solve that. So dial that in, and that'll really tell you what your website is or should be. And then from there, you should hopefully take some steps. And in terms of finding out how to go get traffic or get whatever it needs to do. So let's go random videos next. Random videos asked, I can get clicks on my website and landing page. Awesome. But I keep getting sales because I don't know how to persuade people to buy my product. What are other ideas? What other ideas can I use to generate my first couple of sales? So one thing I'd step back and say random videos. And I can do your name because it's fun. Random. Somebody is in random videos. The first thing I'll tell you is if you're getting clicks to your websites and landing pages, but they're not converting, there's two problems that could be happening there at a very high level. One, are you getting the right clicks for the pages that are landing on? So clicks don't necessarily always mean sales, not because that they aren't interested, but you're getting the wrong clicks to the wrong place. Are you speaking the right language? So essentially though, that could be your clicks, or again, it could be your copy. Both are similar problems, right? Do we have congruency? Are we really addressing the problem? Are we speaking the language? One of the big things that I see people really struggle with is they try and sell the features of products, not the benefits or why I care. So the way that would look is I sold this mug. The feature of this mug would be that it is ceramic. It has a print on it. It holds liquid and keeps it relatively at the temperature I desire it for an extended period of time, longer than
And it's of course your favorite podcast.
Yes. And it reminds me of things that I love, right?
And it was free.
That's not that appealing though. Those are all features, but the benefit could be something like, hey, would you like to consume your coffee in a way that identifies who you are, but also is pleasurable to consume? Well, I have the product for you. And so it's like, oh yes, it identifies me and delivers my hot liquids that give me energy in the morning.
I was like, Kylie did a great video on this a while ago. I'm gonna put it in the channel here, in the chat here too, so you can find it. I'm just turning clips into sales.
Yeah.
Look at all this evergreen content.
Latest hits.
So that being said, random videos, I think that's where you really want to look at is where your clicks are coming from. What's the emotional thing? Am I selling features? Am I selling benefits? I tell you probably need more clarity around the benefit that you're selling with the clicks that are coming in. So always really hard. The other thing too, if you really need some more help, submit your landing pages to us and maybe you might win a live funnel review. So that's something that Thomas did. It was a great video. And I think we really want to do more of that. We can actually see what you're doing. Yeah, we actually see what you're doing and we could give some advice and share and help out and really immense value. So, which leads to the big prize with the $1 million K-bucks that is out there and actually some real USD dollar value as well. So Thomas, you want to tell the people a little bit about the main giveaway that we're doing today?
Yeah, so at the end of this, when we wrap it up, we'll do a call for the actual submission here. We'll highlight what we're going to give away. It's the Spark VIP package. Hip hop air horn. You know what Spark is? Spark by ClickBank is our online education platform. Right, we're kind of going from base level all the way up to advanced topics on being an internet marketer, being an affiliate, being whatever you want to be. So it's a great way to get into the affiliate marketing game. You can enter to win you need to be subscribed. So if you're not subscribed and you're watching this, please subscribe now and we'll tell you how to actually enter in a little bit here. But you get all kinds of cool stuff. You get the Spark certification full course. You get the Robbie $100 a day system, Robbie Blanchard's $100 a day system. That's a higher level course in there. It's a 200 level versus the base Spark package.
But again, $100 a day in profit to you. That's about right.
Yeah.
How to make $100 a day.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty awesome.
And then what some of the favorite ones I have in here are the Campfire group you get access to, which Perry Belcher's in. And you also get Perry's Secret Selling System program, which is a bunch of content from him about how he's kind of being able to scale up and sell. If you don't know Perry Belcher, you should. It's kind of a big deal in the internet marketing space. Honestly, the fact that Campfire, he's doing that for us on a weekly basis, doing it in Facebook Lives and answering questions. I don't know how else you get access to him like that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like without paying him absorbent fees. So
it's like, that's a lot of K-bucks.
That's why it's a $1 million K-buck offer. And to be fair, like where this is geared towards, we talk about Rohan and random videos, right? You're in this early stages, you're taking steps. Spark is a fantastic offering for you. And when we talk about the Campfire group too, like to know that you have the entry level access of an amazing marketer, but the other side of that is, we watch those videos because what Perry's talking about on there is amazing stuff, looking so good. And you have access to somebody that has made more successful offers than you probably had ideas in your head, over the lifetime of his career.
What's that quote? Like an expert has failed more times than you've even tried kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we see all this good stuff. He's also probably split tested and failed
yeah.
more times than anyone on this call has ever tried, right? So
Yeah.
it's like,
I mean, guys, I failed at a lot of things.
Yeah,
and
like
all the
right
time.
now.
Yeah. You didn't see me try and walk earlier.
Yeah.
Just destroy
Also
everything.
can vouch.
Yeah. So it is really, really amazing. And so what does it take for them to win this again, Thomas? Just make sure like they have to sign something, pay a lot of money, get a firstborn child. How do I get
all of
this?
this.
All of
Yeah.
those
No,
things.
we're gonna give
And
away
second
a
one.
free full package, right? And it's, at the end of the video, you have to be a subscriber, and we'll do a CTA on how to actually enter that at the end here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So super exciting, guys. And that is an amazing thing. That is a 50K worth of celebration we want to give somebody, because I'll tell you what, whoever gets that, you're getting a gold platter opportunity to really up level your business, and potentially, change your life in the exact way that you got started in this industry, change your life in the way that you want. So, well, let's kind of transition some more questions as we continue to see them funnel
This is
through.
fun.
Yeah.
It's
Really
fun.
good questions.
It's fun. So I really like this one. It's, can I use TikTok to promote ClickBank products?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can. In fact, we have a whole video on that, don't
I
we?
think, yeah, we had Adrian Davia on. He visited us. He's doing a countrywide road trip in his really nice Sprinter van. And he was going through how he's using TikTok and all that kind of good stuff. I'll try to find the video here in a sec. But yeah, we've got other big clients using TikTok too. I will say their compliance is pretty strict,
Mhm.
more strict than Facebook even, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's just, you have to be good at video creative. But I think he's done a great job with Adrian specifically at building a good organic base there. Because right, with TikTok or any of these newer social media platforms that come up, their algorithm really incentivizes massive growth and view growth, right? And exposure, because they want people to get on and kind of get that dopamine effect of getting a bunch of views and watchers. And so at some point, I'm sure TikTok will pivot to where you have to pay more to get views and all that kind of stuff, just like Facebook has. But right now, it's a gold mine's the right word.
Yeah.
But anytime there is a new platform like this, when you are starting to work it towards the affiliate angle, it is an investment. It is an investment because you are learning the tricks of the trade. Some of the tricks of the trade aren't even known yet. The tricks haven't even been created. And so it is a bit of trial and error.
Yeah.
A lot of trial and error on these.
Well, the great thing about TikTok, though, it is unique as a platform. We want to talk about social networks. To give an idea, I believe PewDiePie took like 5 years to get to 10 million subscribers. And this is data information now, but there was the largest TikToker got to like 40 million in 3 months for subscribers. So just the velocity of attention, organic growth that TikTok provides in terms of viral attention is really unique and unfounded anywhere else. So because of that, so when you say about how to promote it, Adrian will go into that. Definitely watch the video. I'd tell you that there's definitely a great opportunity because you get such a large audience so fast that I know specifically as an amazing place to get a lot of leads, right? So you get them in through TikTok because it's the stage that will grow very, very fast. And from there, once you get them off the platform to a landing page or whatever, now you can kind of be a bit more aggressive with your marketing. So, all right, let's see. Let's get another question here. So I know this is a common question we see in our comments all the time. I just wanted to address it sweeping once right now in terms of my ClickBank account is disabled. What do I do now?
Yeah, this is really rolled into too. Like, I can't get signed up for
Yeah, this is
accounts,
the same
those kind
thing,
of things, right?
Yeah, we see it all the time in the comments, and I just figure we should just address it and get it out there since it's probably the most commonly thing asked of us in any sort of organic content view.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, at the end of the day, right, ClickBank, what do we get? We have over 5,000 sign-up attempts a day, right? And so we leverage an algorithm to help sort through that, right? And kind of like, so we try to get in front of riskier looking profiles, in that sense. There are some countries that are outright, I don't want to say banned, but we just can't accept accounts from, because as a US retailer, we can't send money to certain countries because of governments. So hands are tied in that way a bit. So sometimes that's the case, right? Like, this is big grain of salt. I think Nigeria, for example, might be on that list, right? Where we just can't be sending money that way. I know a lot of times like Indian accounts from India get shut down or like kind of disabled. That's partly because we had to raise the algorithm score on that because we had so much fraud coming from India. So it's like a few bad apples kind of ruined the boat a little bit, right? It's like,
well, I want to step back a little bit on this. I think it's important because sometimes that feels like why are you
Yeah.
guys doing? Why are you restricting this? I think it's important to remember.
Yeah.
At very high level, we are the merchant of record in all these transactions, which mean unlike like a CPA network and affiliate network that doesn't have processing, we carry a different level of risk for the traffic that happens on our platform.
Yeah.
So
Right, good
because of that, we invest a ton of money and resources to make sure we're getting the highest quality traffic, the best affiliates, and mitigating the risk that something could happen to our clients, our customers, and ourselves in terms of getting a problem with our banks, with regulatory agencies, whatever that might be. So sometimes as a part of that, we're trying to do this at a huge scale and find certain places that, we think there's high risk to mitigate our risk. And potentially, depending on where you're at or what's going on in your account, you might fall victim to some of those resources.
Right.
So that being said, if you're in that moment, you don't have an account or your account just got shut down and you want one or you want it to remain active, what should you do? Who do you reach out to?
Yeah, I don't know the link we have specifically. Maybe the marketing team can help with that edit pad we have for sending people to a certain email address we have that you can kind of follow up and get help from a support person to see if we can enable your account. I don't have that link in front of me right now. So you can do that way. The other part too is that we're not always gonna be able to allow everyone on. It's just the bandwidth issue. It's not perfect, which I wish it was. I'd say this, like, don't let that be your excuse to not succeed in your market, right? If you just can't get signed up for ClickBank, there's a lot of other networks out there you can try to sign up for. You can go direct with a lot of offers, right, that might have their own internal tracking and things like that. So yeah, I wish we could take everyone, we can't always, but don't let that be a blocker.
Yeah.
It's like people are like, oh, Facebook doesn't work, they shut down my account, I
Yeah.
never try again. It's like, well, you can pivot, right?
Yeah,
So
you can adjust.
yeah.
So payments@clickbank.com was the email you're looking for, payments@clickbank.com.
There it is.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
and thank you for Kyle Meredith, one of our coworkers that's watching right now, to spot and send that to us, because I did not just know that off the top
I
of
was
my
like,
head.
wow.
I want to sound like, oh, Kyle just knows this information. So, well, real fast, guys, we're actually kind of nearing the end. So, we're going to pause in questions. Before we do that, we're going to give away the white affiliated shirt. So, can we hold the white affiliated?
I think I got one on.
Oh, look at that. Michael's also,
look at
Where
yeah.
did you do that?
So what kind of, Michael, first, will you describe the shirt to me? The fiber, how does it
I feel better as a person.
as a person. Okay,
As a person.
so this is a non-qualified, just opinion. So don't say this is a marketing claim.
No,
But
I
are you
think
saying
I'm
sure
better
makes you
at
a better person?
better at everything I do right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I think it's a cotton.
So the affiliated white shirt, this is a steroid for life. You will be a better person, feel better, do better, know more if you win the shirt. So we're going to do hashtag more, if you put that in there, for winning the white shirt, hashtag more. So so we'll put that in there. Now, just to finish things off, guys, we've obviously, it's been great talking to everyone. We answered some questions, shared some things. I just want us to pause for a moment and actually just go around and just kind of talk to our audience, just one thing that you want to say to them in terms of, hey, I appreciate you, and keep listening. Give them an invitation for why they should keep listening.
Yeah, well, I think you've kind of seen the channel grow quite a bit from how we're doing content, what type of content we're putting out. I'd say please always leave comments below. We read all of them. Let us know what you want to hear more of, if it's this video or other videos. We're always trying to get feedback from you on what you're finding valuable and what works. Do check out the podcast, just because we do different types of content there, affiliated by ClickBank on iTunes and all that kind of good stuff. And just thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate it. We wouldn't do this if we weren't getting traction with it, and we are, which feels good for me, right? To be able to come on here and do it. I know, people might not realize this, right? We're not like paid to do this. I mean, we're paid by ClickBank, right? But this is not in any of our job descriptions, kind of being on camera and stuff. We just wanted to
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, it was actually against my job description, said, please don't be on.
Yeah.
Man, the amount of waivers we had to go through.
So it's just something we find value in doing, putting value out there. So just thank you. Keep commenting, let us know what you want more of, what you find valuable in, and what you don't like too. If there's something like, hey, this didn't really resonate, let us know that too.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing about this whole thing that we've been doing with affiliated, it's just the stories of people learning, getting better from it, people saying they watched it and they learned something new. It just makes you feel a bit better that we're giving people this on ramp to get into the business and learn more about it. That can sometimes seem so nebulous from the outside. So okay. I think what's so good about like looking forward is like just how much better we are getting at being able to see, okay, well, these offers are getting better. Being able to identify things that are shooting up the leaderboard that are that might be in the beginning stages that could be a big offer, and helping vendors who are starting out go from a small offer to something big, but also affiliates who are some of those small affiliates that were on there really be able to scale and find some new things and kind of level the playing field a little bit. That's what I'd like to see, because sometimes these offers that were really good, it was only like a handful of people knew about them, and that handful of people, only really got to enjoy that. And now we're really opening it up and democratizing it a little bit. So I like that. Is that a word? Democratize?
Well, you said it, so it is.
Right?
A word is just the belief that somebody else thinks that it is. So you're fine.
If you put it on the internet, it's true.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it works. So, you kind of finished that off. I do want to obviously say that, again, just thanks to everybody, right? ClickBank, this is always crazy to think about. We've been around for over 23 years. Step back and think about that. We're an affiliate marketing online business predicated on the internet that's been around for over 23 years. And we're not necessarily doing that with anything super fancy. I think the core, when you look at it, is because this online marketing world is predicated on a community. People that are you watching right now, you're here because you're a little bit rebellious. You want to do something a little bit differently for yourself. You're not conventional. And that community of other like-minded people, ClickBank's been a source that's brought all that together, and you're here today for that. And that's one of the reasons why we're able to produce such great content, is because we have this strong community of people that want other people to be in on it, and they want them all to succeed. So as we share that information in hopes that you guys continue to succeed as a part of this little pirate community of online marketers, we're going to bring in other people that feel the exact same way and continue to share that content. It's going to get better. It's going to get more volume, and the stuff that we still have is good. So you're going to be able to build off that. So as you listen and as you continue to grow and bring more people in to watch and listen, know that we are here to be this guide in your entire journey to whatever that might lead. And we're just really grateful to have the opportunity to do it. So thanks for getting us to 50K. Maybe by the end of the day, we'll be at 50K. We want to do a couple announcements of winners. So for the black tea, Thomas, if you want to model the black tea again, can you get, right? Very good. That's going to go to Aron Rafi. So you're going to be looking fine in that black shirt, Aron. And then for the white t-shirt, that again is going to make this individual not only feel, but be a better person. We have, I need a white shirt so I can pronounce the name. Pratap Sinha Siobhan. So, yay!
That's great questions.
Yeah. And then, of course, Trini got her mug. I just gave Trini the mug.
Cheers.
So, yes, Trini, you got it. You got it for sure. And then we'll obviously announce later for the Spark package what you'll need to do if you want to participate after you subscribe and watch the video. Email marketing@clickbank.com with your name and address. Our winners. I misread this. Sorry, guys. I'm early in my radio career here. No, for the winners. So for Aron, Pratt, Trini, please email marketing@clickbank.com with your name and address if you would like to get the prize mailed to you. It will be hand delivered by Michael wherever you're located.
What?
And then oh my gosh, that was the winner. I just can't read. Sorry, guys. It's funny. I was making a comment about this name earlier. It's something like, oh, it's so fun to say because it wasn't necessarily a normal name. Random Videos is the winner of the amazing Smart VIP package.
Random.
That just to show Random, we really want to make sure that you were able to answer your question by giving you the best package and an amazing way to give you that answer all sorts of different questions. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. Keep listening, keep subscribing. And Thomas, what should they do?
What should they do?
I guess that's about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, happy scaling.
Happy scaling. That was wrong Tia.
Let's go.
We're workshopping. Remember, guys, bloopers happen live.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good one.
I'm not Kyle.